We're each writing our own book. What I must remember as a dad is that my boy's last page could be this winter ahead.
Oh, look out!
But I don't want my boys growing up afraid of the dangers around them.
It's dynamite. Of course I'm going to be careful.
You got a grip?
Go, look out!
Fear shouldn't stop us from living this life.
Stand by!
My sons, they must come to an understanding. Life up here is about watching out for the guy beside you and trusting that that one is watching out for you.
Hold on!
It's our very first bush church without having Dale and Shane around.
It's been 3 weeks since Dale and Shane left for their 90-day rite of passage in the wild. And the rest of the family is still getting used to their absence.
It's going to be a little different than it has been for a few years.
Good morning. Hey. Nice to see you this Sabbath day.
The Barks live in northern Saskatchewan, miles from the nearest paved road.
Our only neighbors up here is Grandpa and Grandma Grizzly.
It's important for us to take care of them, especially as it gets colder and the ice starts forming.
We're all in this together. The Grizzlies, they're like family.
I do miss
Dale and
Shane.
Our congregation has shrunk.
It's shrunk.
It has.
Almost shrunk in half.
We miss them too.
Our family unit just feels unbalanced.
Say hi.
Our motto is, we're all in this together. When we're not together, we're not complete. But if we don't go through those times, then we don't grow either.
Life's a lot different without Dale and Shane around. I suspect they're surviving. I just hope they're thriving.
In the 3 weeks since Dale and Shane left home, they've settled into their life in the wild.
Shoot! Shoot! We got him!
Tackling problems both big
Is that track underwater? No way.
and small.
Close that.
But most importantly, establishing their trap line.
Hey, weasel!
For the Barks family, trapping is the cornerstone of sustaining a life in the bush.
Nice sized one, too. Oh, yeah.
They trap weasels, martens, and other fur-bearing animals, which they can sell, and use the proceeds to buy supplies they can't find in nature.
Nice.
Dale and Shane are out to prove that not only can they fend for themselves, but also help support their family.
Now that's a good start.
It's time for us to have an adventure of our own. Rather than being along on Dad's adventures and helping him out, it's time for us to start seeing our own dreams through.
Onward and upward.
Since they left home, the boys have established a trapping area within a 40-mile radius of their cabin. Each individual line can take almost a full day to check.
Hey! Oh, he's a beauty. Look at that. Man, that's awesome. Beautiful. His tail is so light. Look at that.
With each day, Dale and Shane grow more confident in the wild. But the deep winter freeze is starting to take hold, and trapping will only get more difficult as the temperatures drop. Of the many dangers faced by Randy and his sons, ice is now the greatest.
Cool. It's already dipping here. Huh. We live among ice here. Everything we do involves ice at some point. You start slipping, into the drink you go.
When winter sets in and the rivers and streams freeze over, they become like a network of icy highways through the forest.
The terrain is very, very difficult to traverse if we don't travel these creeks and water systems. The most important reason for checking the ice is to know where it's safe to travel and where it's not. And we tap that ice. And if that sounds too hollow, too thin. We're in a critical spot. This little river system has ice that is very deceiving. That ice is pretty thick. The surface will freeze, and the river actually begins to dry up. So as winter comes on, there's this giant hollow of air that grows underneath it. We could break through and fall. Anywhere from inches to 6 or 8 feet of nothing but air and flowing water down the bottom.
An 8-foot fall through the ice could easily prove fatal. But even if they did survive, Randy and Kole are more than 100 miles from the nearest hospital.
Careful. Whoa. Like that. Yeah. Well, I was right on the edge. It's deep right there. Every step, Kole. Treat every step like you could go under. You saw how quick that could happen, right?
Yeah.
Come on, get out of there before you fall in.
Oh. You need to go further up on the bank.
I thought I was safe here. Well, so much for telling you that it's safe if you walk right where the grass is. Let that be an early winter reminder. Dealing with ice is serious. It's dangerous, unpredictable, not ever to be taken lightly.
Oh, she broke there. At this point in the winter, the Argo's kind of reached the end of its usefulness. But before we pack the Argo up, we're going to take it out for one last spin. Now!
The 8-wheeled 2-track Argo is great for getting around in the spring and summer. But when deep winter sets in, the 2,300-pound beast becomes too cumbersome.
Say we can go for snowmobiles.
After one last hurrah in the Argo, the boys will park it and switch to the snowmobile that Randy stored at the outpost cabin before Dale and Shane left home.
Are you ready to fly, fool?
Today, the boys have 40 miles of trap line to check and freshen up with bait.
Snowmobiles really up our game in the winter. They can go anywhere on the ice and the snow, and snowmobiles are just more fun.
As the temperatures drop, the barks go through more than 250 pounds of wood every day. Chopping firewood used to be Dale and Shane's job, but now Randy is down to just Kole.
Dale and Shane, they're young, but they're such capable boys that I certainly did grow accustomed to handing them a lot of duties and letting it drop for my head. I don't have that anymore. I've been wanting to get Kole trained up on a chainsaw for some time. He can start it, but there's a difference between starting a chainsaw and handling one.
Hey, Dad!
Well, hey there.
How are you two this morning?
Good. What brings you here?
I got some beaver down on the river that built a dam on here this fall. If they back that water up too much, our cabin's gonna flood.
Oh.
Beavers have built a dam on the river behind Griz's cabin. When the ice melts in the spring, the dam will back up the water and flood his property.
Well, are you going to try to chip it out or what?
We should be able to dig it out by hand.
Right. We'll get Tara.
Good.
And then we'll come and meet you there.
Drop the bait in. There, now we can't lose the trap if the snow comes. That's a good one, I think.
Since early morning, Dale and Shane have been setting their northern line of traps.
Is that all the bait we got left?
Yep.
Their goal was to get all 40 sets prepped and baited by early afternoon.
We get some bait fast.
But with 5 traps left to go, they've run out of the beaver meat they use for bait.
Guess the rest of the day's a beaver trapping day.
No, just do some ice fishing.
For generations, pioneers have relied on beaver meat to lure in their catch. But in a pinch, old trappers also used fish to get the job done.
The chances aren't good of catching a beaver tonight.
Ice fishing won't get us enough bait. Fish does one trap.
This is our best chance at something right now.
Shane's pretty adamant about going fishing. I think we should go for beavers. Once we've got one, we've got bait for the rest of the month. Like, it seems like a no-brainer to me.
Dude, fishing is still our best chance.
Chances are they're not biting. On little lakes like this, they don't bite real well.
Fishing is the best short-term plan.
Whatever. Let's just get back to the cabin. That's where all the stuff is anyway.
Trust me on this one.
At this time of year, the sun sets before 5 p.m. So the boys need to race home and gear up if they'll have any hope of catching bait before nightfall.
Oh, look out!
Whoa. This old fuse is unpredictable. No! Pull it out!
Hold on!
Dale and Shane Barks are 23 days into a 90-day rite of passage in the wilds of northern Saskatchewan. It's some of the roughest terrain on Earth. And any careless move can lead to injury or death.
Oh, look out! Whoa! You guys all right?
No. Smashed my elbow on the machine on the way down.
It's not broke, is it?
No. Yeah, I'm fine.
We sure got amazing air, though. That was incredible.
All right, fun's over.
You want to drive now?
No, but I'm gonna kick you if you start going too fast.
The Northern Territory is encased in ice for more than 8 months of the year. And homesteaders spend most of the winter trying to beat it back.
Oh, that looks like a lot of work.
When the ice melts, the water invades every part of the land.
I hope it's thinner than it looks.
Yearly floods can be just as damaging as the massive snowfall.
Oh, it's right there.
A 70-foot-long beaver dam has blocked off this frozen river. When the spring thaw comes, water will back up and flood Grandpa Grizz's land, unless he can chisel out a small channel that will allow the spring melt to drain. It sounds simple, but to do that, they'll have to chop their way through a solid block of frozen tree branches, mud, and ice.
We need to work on one area right here. Follow this main drainage right here. We're doing all right. It's a sparsely populated neighborhood we live in.
Boy, it's a long ways through to that water, guys.
Everybody thinks they can do it all on their own. But deep down, we all know that there will come a point where we need a friend and we need a neighbor.
Pretty hard stuff.
We're gonna be at it a while, I'm afraid.
We're not just gonna be here today.
No, I think it's going to take a week or more.
This is almost senseless.
I don't want your cabin flooding, no, Grizz.
Well, you know something? I hid some dynamite in my old cabin.
Really?
Yep. It'll just be poof, and she'll be gone.
Leave it to Grizz. Of course, she's got dynamite stashed somewhere, some cabin.
When Grandpa Grizz first arrived in the far north, he lived in a tiny one-room cabin. But when he married Grandma Grizz, he needed to build a bigger one.
All we have to do is clear a little trail to get to it.
Like many pioneers here, he left a few supplies in his old cabin. And there's a chance that included some dynamite.
You really think it'll still be there?
I'm pretty sure it will be.
What if the squirrels ate it?
There's a few hours left until sunset.
Ice chisels in already, right?
Just enough time for the boys to go ice fishing and finish baiting their trap line.
That everything?
Yeah.
But Dale's not thrilled with his brother's plan.
Shane's pretty adamant about going fishing. I still think it's the wrong move, but I guess we'll give it a shot for a little while at least.
You sure we want to drive on that?
It's had a long time to freeze. I think it's fine.
All right, just go slow and be ready to peel off if it starts to break.
Yeah. Well, she's plenty thick right now.
Huh, here anyway.
I think this is the place, eh?
I think so, yeah.
Yep, right out from there. Yeah. Yep. I'll use the shovel.
I know my boys can survive and thrive because Shane and Dale were always best buddies.
A lot of ice there.
Dale is imaginative, philosophical.
It's probably pretty good.
Shane's bold. Shane's stubborn, cautious. They need each other.
Gotta say, you may not be all that good at knowing what bait's best, but you sure got a strong arm. Come on, get it out. There.
Plenty deep?
Yep. I think we could have had 2 traps set in the time it took to dig your hole. All right, let's go do your hole now. Or my hole, or whoever's. All right.
All right, time to pull some fish out.
On the other end of the territory, Grandpa Grizz is leading the Barks family by memory to his old cabin. But it's slow going. The trail's been abandoned for decades, and the bush has started to reclaim it.
If you want to get somewhere up here, you got to clear trail. Especially when you're talking one that hasn't been traveled for 30 or 40 years. That's full choke. That's actually the kill switch. So if you want to kill it, give it gas and push that all the way down. Chainsaws are a really important tool. It is important that Kole knows how to use one safely.
You got to keep it revved up a little bit.
Okay? Yeah. So you want it down close to the ground, but try not to cut into the dirt, eh?
Hey, you be careful, all right?
What's the worst that could happen? I personally do not have a lot of experience chainsawing.
Give it gas all the way. Yep.
Dad wanted me to try chainsawing, so like, well, I could use the practice.
Hold your saw flat.
I was grooving it.
No.
Dad, I was trying to follow it this way.
No, come here and look.
Dad, I was trying to follow it this way.
Yeah, I know, but you're also cutting on an angle this way. So hold your saw even when you're grooving it.
All right.
What's that about? A real man protects more than just himself.
Dale!
A real man takes care of all those around him.
Josh, on the other side, grab his other arm. I got this one.
The Barks family is helping their only neighbor clear a path to an old cabin, hoping to find some dynamite they can use to destroy a beaver dam. With his brothers gone, youngest son Kole is picking up the slack, but he may be in over his head.
Stand by!
You okay?
Oh. Are you okay over there?
Yeah.
Cole, I didn't hear a warning.
I yelled the warning, though. You guys didn't hear it?
No,
I was fairly close to you, apparently.
never heard a warning. You have to be careful because it's not just Dad and I, it's Grandma and Grandpa Grizz. What are you supposed to yell?
I'm supposed to yell the timber, but I'm supposed to yell it loud like the...
Above 2 chainsaws.
So, Cole, look around. Make sure nobody's in the way and holler timber.
I really don't mind when my boys make mistakes, but I do mind when they don't listen to what I'm saying. This is hard-earned knowledge. I want and I need those boys to understand that this environment is unforgiving. We have to look out for one another.
Sorry for dropping the tree on you.
We're doing fine. I'm okay.
That's tough on me. Well, guys, I think a couple 100 yards to the cabin now, okay?
Grizz is pretty sure the dynamite's in this cabin. Hopefully that memory's intact.
Oh, I see it.
Well, look at there, guys. There's my old cabin.
Wow, and it's still standing.
And we got to be very, very careful.
What are we looking for?
We're looking for an old lunch kit. You just don't want to bump it.
Is it because it's just ages?
It gets jelly-like. That's when dynamite is dangerous.
Dynamite contains nitroglycerin, which breaks down over time.
A good bump can cause that dynamite to blow sky high.
The older it gets, the more unstable it becomes.
It's like a minefield. It's old.
If it's that bad, then I want all of you 3
Stand back. Stand back. I'll go in first.
I was hoping you'd say that.
There's some broken boards here, fallen boards. There's a bunch of boards, Grizz, that we're not going to move
No,
without jarring.
move that block out of the way. And you be very careful, Slim. I don't want you to get any slimmer.
There's been animals digging in there, Grizz. If it was under there, it might have moved. It could be under squirrel diggings and everything.
Check in that far corner.
Here's a board. I got it loose.
Hey,
Can you see?
that's it. We just got to get it out of here now. Just be very careful. Just slide it along a little bit.
Nothing loose to fall on it, is there?
You got it? Good hold on it.
You got it?
I do. Okay. And look at under there.
Oh, man.
We've got the case. I'm just thinking, oh, Lord, keep my hand steady.
Cole, come to the doorway. I'm just going to hand it to you.
You sure?
I don't want to risk tripping on anything here.
Cole, you be careful.
Dynamite, of course I'm going to be careful.
And don't let anything fall on it. You got a grip? Get your hand underneath it.
It is.
After 15 harrowing minutes, the dynamite and the men are out of the old cabin and still in one piece.
It's the most careful I've ever seen him.
Let's go blow up some beaver dams.
You got her.
Five of diamonds gonna work?
I think so.
Probably not. There's no fish here.
There's lots of fish here.
Dale and Shane are trying to finish setting their trap line before dark, but they're out of bait and on ice until they can catch more.
Dale and I ran out of bait earlier. I figured the quickest way to get some bait would be to get some fish. Dale thinks this could be a wasted time. He'd rather take longer, 2 or 3 days, do some beaver trapping. My way's better because then we can finish the line now and just get it baited up.
Any nibbles?
No.
Really?
Give it time.
Kinda cold. Can't feel my fingers anymore.
Yeah, the wind doesn't help.
Neither does the fact that we're stuck out sitting on the ice. At least if we were beaver trapping, we'd be moving and standing a good chance of catching stuff.
You just gotta be patient for them. That's your problem.
You know what? I'm cold enough. Nothing's biting. I'm gonna go make a couple of sets. You stay here if you want.
Suit yourself. Dale got tired of fishing. A little impatient sometimes. He decided to go check out some beaver houses and maybe set a couple traps. Downside to Dale's idea is it takes so long. We lose a lot of time going his way.
I'm gonna check out those beaver houses first, okay? The far ones, and work my way back here. I don't know if those ones are live or not.
All right, be safe.
You be safe.
We can tell about warnings all we like, but sometimes it has to really hit home in a life and death situation to take it a little more seriously than they might otherwise. Time to blow things up. You get that explosion going, it can go far. If it's a good one, it will. All right, go, go, look out! Dale! Come on!
Dale got tired of fishing. He decided to go check out some beaver houses and maybe set a couple traps. Dale likes to rush into things a little faster than I normally do. And I'm kind of left behind him trying to make things work. But I also have a stubborn side. I like to see things through, whether it's the best idea or not.
It's a nice sized house. I'd say we got about 8 beavers living in this one. That's a good colony.
Looks like we got a storm blowing in. Probably want to consider heading in sooner than later. We don't want to get stuck out here. Temperature will drop fast, and that's not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous.
A beaver house normally has 3 or 4 entrances. There's the other entrance.
Dale! Dale! Dale, hold on! Grab his other arm, I got this one!
I'll pull him over here!
Put your arm around me.
I'm gonna get him over here behind the house, out of the wind.
Strip, take him off.
Falling through the ice has exposed Dale to water that's just above freezing.
Crap, get him off, get him off, get him off.
Even though he was only in for little less than a minute,
Stand on my mitts, stand on my mitts.
the outside temperature is negative 10 degrees and falling as night approaches. If his core temperature drops even 3 degrees, Dale could die of hypothermia.
Oh, quick, get us on. Can't feel my toes to get to the cabin. All right. Put this on.
In these conditions, the first hour after exposure is the most critical. Shane must get Dale warm and dry as quickly as possible.
Josh, can you get the machine started? We got to peel out of here as fast as we can.
Dale's best chance to stave off hypothermia is to brave the 15-minute snowmobile ride back to their cabin.
Go, go, go. Come on, Can't move. Oh. Get on the back, here. All right, let's go, let's go. I can't feel my toes.
The quickest route back to the cabin cuts through rugged terrain, but they have to move fast.
Get in there. Jacket off. Hands off. Get these socks off.
While the cabin is warmer than the cold outside, its temperature is still near freezing.
Get in your bed. I'm gonna get a fire going. Okay?
Shane must get Dale under blankets and start a fire to raise his older brother's body temperature.
Layers on you. All right, I'm gonna get a fire going. You hear me okay? We got your back now. How you doing?
I can't feel my feet.
How's your core temperature doing? We got to keep that up. That's the most important right now.
I can't tell. I'm focused on my feet.
Your feet, the feeling will come back.
With the fire started and the cabin heating up, Dale's core body temperature is stabilizing.
How you doing? Can you feel your feet?
Not yet. They're completely numb.
But Dale's numb feet might mean he's at risk of developing frostbite.
Come over here.
Okay.
Come on. You'll be better by the fire.
Not too close. I can't feel
Yeah,
it.
I know.
I can't tell if they're gonna burn.
Yes, I can though.
There's no help coming from home, and with every second that passes, the threat of debilitating frostbite increases.
All right, let me see your feet.
If the blood flow doesn't return to his feet, the tissue could die, putting Dale at risk of losing toes, or worse.
Can you feel anymore? I still can't feel it.
We caught a skunk. With Kole's assistance, we're going to attempt to extract the scent from it and make some lure for catching fish or martin and whatever else out there this winter. The skunk emits that stink by contracting some muscles in that back end. See that? It's full. We might fill that whole little vial. Look at that, Kole. Oh, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
I still can't feel it.
All right, stick your feet on my chest.
After surviving a sub-zero plunge, The Barks boys are in a race against time to get Dale's feet warmed up before frostbite sets in.
I can't feel it. Just try rubbing it.
You feel this?
No.
Nothing?
No, nothing. Just warm.
Squeezing it should get the circulation going again.
Feel a little tingle.
Oh, be thankful you're at that stage. Once the feeling's just coming back, it's gonna hurt like the dickens. You feel this yet?
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
That's good.
Stings.
Means the circulation's coming back. Get you in bed, keep your core temperature up. The rest will follow.
The blood flow is returning to Dale's feet. He's lucky to have escaped any permanent damage.
Get in there, under the covers.
Oh, my feet.
I'll throw this sweater on you.
That hurts.
Your feet are still hurting.
Yeah.
You got enough layers on, you should be able to start heating up. I'll keep the fire pounding. I'll get you a hot drink.
Thanks for getting me out.
Gotta be more careful, man. You're gonna break up the team. You know how much Mom would be mad if I came back without you? Seriously though, man, you scared me. Don't do that again. Gotta stick together out there. It's teamwork, or if you ever repeat it to anyone, I'll deny it, but I do love you. So just be careful next time, okay? It's been a long day. It's a scary thing to see your brother go through the ice. And being so far away, it feels like I can't do anything. Losing Dale would change everything. We've always been close brothers. We've been the two amigos. I just can't imagine losing him.
The Barks boys were raised in the wild, and their instincts kept Dale alive. In the Northern Territory, Mother Nature is in charge, and she has to be respected.
Take it easy there.
But sometimes, a little dynamite can nudge her along.
We're going to need it about a foot deep, Randy.
A day after they found the dynamite, the Barks family and the Grizzes have gathered at the 70-foot-long beaver dam that's blocking this frozen river.
Time to dig and time to blow things up.
They need to blow out a channel, or Grandpa Grizz's property will flood come spring.
How much time is there after lighting that fuse?
This old fuse is unpredictable. We're going to plant one stick on top of the other now that we got that deep. I'm going to put this one down first.
Carefully.
And when I drop this one in with the fuse, when this blows, the bottom one's going to go too. It's been a long time since I blew a beaver dam.
All right, maybe you should let us get in the Kubota before you light that.
Go ahead and get in. I'll wait with Grizz.
Get in and start it. All right, let's go. All right,
Go, Grandma Grizz!
go.
Go, go! Keep going!
Keep going, keep going.
That's good.
We far enough away?
We're plenty far enough away.
Big boom. Big boom. Come on. Come on. Yeah! Look out!
Wow!
Oh, yeah!
Yee-hoo.
Wow! It worked! It worked!
That old dynamite done her, didn't it?
Yippee! That was awesome!
That's how you do it, buddy! That was faster than digging. Wow. It's flowing. Oh, look at it bubbling. Ah, that's
Amazing.
cool. Blowing up a beaver dam with dynamite? That's success bush style.
Now, come spring, our cabin will be safe.
That's what we were after.
Nice and dry.
Thank you, guys.
We are an independent type of folk. You have to be that to live this life. But humans were built to depend on one another. In reality, our only insurance up here are our neighbors. Big boom.
Big boom.
Did you see that
It
in
sure
the air?
was.
Oh.
Woohoo!
A real man protects more than just himself. A real man watches out and takes care of all those around him. At the end of the day, We've got one another's backs, and we trust that will always be. And so we dare to step out and live this life.
See that?
Yeah.
I have no idea where I am.
I doubt that Kole knows how serious it is out there. He's still learning, and every education costs something. Kole! Kole could die out there.
This could be bad.